From Amanda to the wise Mr. Klavan, my question for you today concerns depression and motivation. Hopefully this isn't too similar to past questions regarding this. I was diagnosed with serious depression a few years ago and have thankfully come a long way since then with the help of therapy and meds, but I still feel like I'm dragging my heels. I can't help but feel impatient about the fact that my health is not where it once was and that I want to move forward with my life. But whenever I know I should be doing something productive to achieve that, I can't find the motivation to actually get on with it. Even if it's just going out for a walk on a nice day or picking up a book. I'm starting a full-time program again at university, and I'm worried that if I don't start working on my mental stamina more, I'll run the risk of burning myself out once in school. Do you have any advice on how you kept up with your depression maintenance once you started to feel better? And how did you motivate yourself to do things even when you felt that you may not have had the energy? Cheers, Amanda. Okay. Again, I'm taking it at face value. When you say that you have felt better due to therapy and meds, I'm assuming that you remained in therapy, because one of my bugbears about this is, I understand that some people do need meds. I get it. I think they're way, way overprescribed. I mean, incredibly overprescribed. But I do think that some people need them. But they're supposed to be to prop you up so you have the energy to go into therapy. And you should continue to go into therapy because depression doesn't hit you out of the blue. In 99% of the cases, it is due to something in your past and things in your past and not really being able to work it out. So I hope you're still in therapy. Let me, though, assuming that, let me just address the actual question, because this is a real deal. How do you build discipline? First, you got to understand there is no doing it without doing it. It ultimately comes down to you. There is no like, oh, I don't have the energy. You got to do it. And so if you fail to do it, you got to do it. Go back to doing it. Don't say, oh, I failed. Now I'm not doing it anymore. Go back to doing it. If you're trying to do something. So, I'm a very disciplined person, and I've built my discipline over time. But there are always things we have to work on. I always keep my drinking in check because I love alcohol, but I don't like being a drunk. I don't like drinking. I don't like being drunk at all. And so, I have to be careful. Don't step over the line. Don't step over the line. And I do it in certain ways. Here is my technique, and if it works for you, great. First, decide what you want to accomplish and then do less than you think you can. So there's two things you got to do when you're depressed. One is you got to get exercise, and the other is you got to associate with other people. You got to do something, be in a book group, be in a church group, go out and feed the homeless with other people, something that's going to bring you into contact and conversation with other people, and you got to get exercise. Those are the two things that really, really will help you out of your depression. So if it's a card game, I don't care what it is. It doesn't have to have any moral content. If it's a card game once a week or a church group once a week or something once a week. The other thing is you got to get exercise. So the first thing you do is you set a goal that's lower than you can achieve. If you think you maybe can run for 15 minutes every day, run for 5, run for 7, run for less than that and do it every day or whatever goal you set for yourself. Then as you get the discipline to do it and you're going to do it after, say, a month or 2 months or 3 months, then start to increase it just a little bit each time. Don't push it to the point where you can't do it anymore. Just keep the discipline going. Just keep building on what you do, but don't stop doing it. If that's all, do less than you can do, okay? The other thing with this, and again, if you want to go out for 3 days and associate with people, go out for 1 day. You got to do this. These are the two things. You got to get exercise. You got to associate with other people. The other thing is try to develop a mindset that's positive, right? Like when you're trying to eat less, don't think about eating less. Think about how good you're going to look. Think about how healthy you feel. Think about how you feel, how your digestion is better. If you drink a little less, you sleep better. You wake up in the middle of the night because I don't sleep very much anyway. I can read and my mind is clear. Those are the things I think about. I don't think don't drink so much. I think like, oh yeah, if I do this, then bad things are going to happen. So think about the positive things that you're developing. And if you do that, if you get out and you get exercise and you associate with other people and you do some therapy, I think you can beat depression even without the meds. I'm not a doctor. Don't go off meds because I say so. But I think that the important thing should be making your life whole, making yourself whole.